In the making of the film, we were about 2/3 of the way through shooting the film, and I learned that Valentino was going to be in New York at the same time that we were shooting our fashion shows, and we were actually going to be depicting a Valentino runway show. And I said, jokingly, I said to Wendy, why don't you call Valentino, see if he wants to be in the movie?
I always say my job as a producer is to play everything with what they can. And luckily, I had worked with Valentino before.
She said, okay, because that's what you can do with a great producer, sort of wind them up and set them off to do stuff.
We had some problems in the beginning where people weren't cooperating as much as we had hoped they would. For no reason other than some of them were a little scared about, you know, what we were doing and commentary that we were making about fashion. We thought, okay, we gotta ground it, really. So I picked up the phone, and lo and behold, one of my best friends is one of his best friends. So literally, while he was on his boat in Italy, we negotiated to kind of get him to come aboard. He stood out. Somebody was going to take the stand, and somebody was going to get behind us, and that was great, because to have Valentino doing it, it really made us real. He is an icon.
Apparently, this very, very simple scene that I am always used to do means backstage after my shows, they come to greeting me after the show, and I say hello and goodbye and thank you to everybody.
We weren't having fictitious designers. Valentino's a world-known name. And by having his stamp of approval and his involvement, people had to take notice. So that was really important.
But you know, it was quite a surprise when they asked me this. But you know, I'm very happy to do it, because it's the first time I do this in a film. Just to be in a film, just with a little cameo with Mrs. Strip, for me is a great, great honor.
He is such a charming, the whole organization is lovely, charming, generous, pleasant. And what was fun about that is that we went to great efforts when we recreated his fashion show to create it exactly in the way that a real Valentino fashion show. And we really built it in a way that if you were to go to his couture show, this is how he would have sat his organization. It was really fun to be able to do it in such an authentic way.
It was a really surprising, it was a great get, because he adds so much authenticity to the film. You feel really in that moment that you're backstage at a haute couture Paris fashion show.